So my name is Ishan, and I'm a non-engineer, and I started preparing for the CAT around August mid, and I enrolled with EduShastra to help me with my preparation. And my overall percentile for CAT 2020 was 96.27 percentile, and in Quant I scored 84.29 percentile. In DILR I scored 92.05, and in VARC I scored 98.83 percentile. Initially, how I started it out was I was attending all the classes, and my idea was to build a base understanding of all the basics first. And this was done through both the EduShastra classes and me like brushing up on specifically quant topics. Being a non-engineer, that was the a little harder section for me compared to both VARC and DILR, which were coming to me a little more naturally. So for quant, I used to sit and solve questions which were given at the end of class. So increasing difficulty level of questions I used to solve. And towards after I was sure that I had a small base set already for specifically quant and TILR, I started giving sectional tests. So each sectional was like, okay, just say once the pattern changed to the 40-minute pattern, I was doing 40 minutes, one section VARC, and then looking at my score, then DILR, quant, and trying to see if I can pick up these individual sectional scores. Meanwhile, while trying to perfect my speed. Quant, I had some topics which I was already a little more in touch with than other topics. So for example, geometry came to me a little easier than say algebra, series and sequences. So for these specific topics, I spent more time practicing questions and getting speed, because as we all know, CAT is a time-based exam and your speed is very important. So to get the speed and accuracy, I sat and practiced a lot of quant questions, and I would ask sir any doubts I had whenever class was happening. If I had any doubts from the last set, or if there was a doubt section, or during his teaching, I would ask him. Because I've been an avid reader for a very long time since school, I read a lot. So the RC section was very easy for me. So RCs were smooth. I had to work on the VA because parajumbles, especially after the exam, CAT started giving type in the answer types for the parajumbles. You cannot use elimination of options any longer. You cannot narrow down anything. So you have to really know which to start with, how you'll end. So what I was focusing on was trying to pick the starting sentence for each question in the parajumbles and then working from there. So I would pick up one sentence and this is beginning, and I try and find links, say between two sentences, and I'll know that one will follow the other. And then I would construct the parajumble. And as for para summary and odd one out, those were a little better. Para summary was a lot like RC, so it was okay for me. Odd one out, again, it was not as bad as parajumble. So I would say the main thing for me in VA was parajumble. DILR is a little odd section because it's not really a scoring section. You have to just, the whole point is to be at par, but very few people have it as their main scoring section. Either you're a great person at quant or VARC. Usually it's unlikely that you'll have someone who's fantastic at DILR and that will be their score booster. But, and because DILR doesn't have a quite cut out syllabus, like they can ask anything. So you have to just practice. And that I did through doing mocks and doing sectionals and trying to see as many different types of questions I can see and see their answers. For example, there was one question which came in the actual CAT exam, which had to do with set theory, but with 4 different sets you have to combine and look at. And that I was only able to solve because I had already seen that question before and looked at the answer and was able to solve it before. So the more number of questions you look at, that's how easier the DILR section will be for you. I mean, the GMAT, I enrolled for both GMCAT because I do plan on giving the GMAT. Not immediately, first priority was CAT for me, but I will be giving GMAT at some point as well. So what helped me was the GMAT. One thing it has a lot of is data sufficiency, which the CAT doesn't. And through the data sufficiency, there were some quant topics which I felt boosted my CAT score as well a little. So the whole help I received from the GMAT aspect of the course was through the data sufficiency, because the rest, CAT is harder in quant than the GMAT is. There's no negative marking in GMAT. Of course, there is negative marking in CAT. So overall, I had to make sure that CAT's quant gets fixed, because for me, quant was the hardest section. So the GMAT didn't help me there, but English, GMAT is much harder. So if for anyone who has trouble with English a little, the VARC section, the GMAT really helps, because the GMAT English level is a little higher than the CAT's English level, in my opinion. One key takeaway for me was that, you have to make sure that your basics, especially in quant, are solid, because even you can't just memorize formulae after formulae. I don't think that would work for a person like me. Now, everyone has their own strategy, but you can't just go on memorizing formulae unless you don't know where those formulae came from. Of course, you don't sit at the CAT exam and derive formulae and solve the exam. That doesn't work either. But if you have a sense of the basics, you're able to questions that you wouldn't normally know, you can draw from the basics and then solve. So that's quant for me. But overall, I would suggest you should identify where your weaknesses lie and where your strengths lie. And you should focus on getting the weaknesses up to par and making the strengths fantastic. So if for you, quant is a strength, you should be scoring phenomenally in quant. And if VARC is a weakness, it should come up to par so you clear the cutoffs. And you should give a lot of mocks. I think giving a lot of mocks helped me personally, giving sectionals, putting myself into that timed atmosphere of writing a test. And of course, you get bad marks in mocks. That happens a lot. I scored horribly in some of my mocks, but don't let that deter you in any sense of, like, okay, I can't do this. No, that it doesn't work like that. The passages in the CAT are better than mock passages. The RC passages are much better. They're more interesting to read because they only have to make 3 papers on that day. So it's much better. So you don't worry about how your mock scores are going. Just do a lot of mocks. Uh, in quant, I think the classes were really helpful to me because Sir was working up from the basics, and it was interactive, so I could ask my doubts. If there were some questions that I was not understanding how the solution is being arrived at, I could ask him and he would answer immediately. So in that way, that basics up approach, which was how I wanted to plan, synced very well with Edu Shastra's approach of teaching basics up again. And because of VARC, we were doing sentence correction. So from there, you get a sense of how to read a lot. And for me, RC was already a strength. It became stronger as a result of that, especially when we did RC with Sir. He taught us how to find answers in the passages for certain kinds of questions, which usually come, and they came in this time's CAT as well, like primary purpose of this passage, or what is the main point, the main argument the author is trying to make, etc. So I think the idea of working basics up in quant was really helpful to me, as well as the fact that when the CAT pattern changed, which came as quite a surprise for all of us who had been preparing before the pattern changed, and Edu Shastra was able to immediately come up with mocks with the new pattern, because the worry was, okay, now all the preparation has gone to waste because I've been preparing for a 3-hour paper and now it's 2 hours. So I think that immediate response of coming up with papers which were able to help in the 2-hour new pattern, that helped me prepare.